Walter Jackson, thank you for coming back on the show. Another midweek check-in, is it? It was only when the Boks are playing, then we've got something to say to each other. Otherwise, it's like two ships just passing each other at night.
Yeah, and it's always terrible the week after we lose. I mean, God, it's awful. Yeah, and and it makes it worse when I predicted we're going to lose. No, actually, it was worse against Australia because nobody predicted them beating us in the first game,
No.
and we looked invincible the first few minutes, and then just utterly clueless. So, yeah, Rassie's made quite a lot of changes this week. Did you see the team?
I did. But just on that topic of you saying about the Boks possibly losing, that video got so much attention. It's insane. So yeah, let's hope you today you need to say they're going to win, and then hopefully they'll be winning.
Well, even a blind squirrel, right? So I just, I think this has been such a strange tournament. It's like Rassie decided which team is going to play months ago and completely ignores form, reason. Now, I know Rassie deserves a lot of rope, right? A lot of
Mm,
leeway. He's won us two World Cups, so you pretty much, the guy can go insane and we'll still also completely believe in him. But there's some very strange decisions. I mean, playing Rassie, Rassie picks Willie LaRue on a wet field, and like they predicted rain at Eden Park, and had a complete nightmare. Hanging on to people that are getting too old to play. I didn't expect Rassie to be sentimental. I always thought he was very much pragmatic.
mm,
Winning is
mm.
everything. But yeah, I mean, he's hanging on to these players like Willie. I think see us getting too old, unfortunately. But yeah, the rest of the country all just sit and watch what he's doing in awe and thinking we're three steps behind. And hopefully we're right. Maybe he is just planning for um, the next World Cup and that's all he cares about. Because, yeah, he's picked a lot of young players in the back
Mm,
line,
mm.
a lot of interesting choices. So, can you pull up the team? Very interesting, yeah. He's put Fassi back at fullback, which I
Mm.
think he's been our strongest contender for that position this year. Um, he's still a bit up and down, I would say, but a lot more up than down. Where I think Villiers now played his last Test match. I bloody well hope so. I love the guy. He was
Mm.
been incredible for South Africa. Deserves 100 tests. Always been a big fan. But some players just got to know when to retire themselves. Uh,
True.
and then I like Reinach back at scrum half. I don't think I've seen a test with him and Sasha starting, so this will be interesting. Um, so Fassi is the first interesting thing if we're working back from 15 down. And
Mm.
then Caden Moody and Damian Willemse. Don't think I've seen them starting together because I don't think Damien Willemse has ever started at 12 for the Boks. He's
Mm.
played fly half and he's played fullback, but I don't think he's played 12 running on. So that's going to be very interesting. Some young guns. Damien has quite a good step on him, but that's not really a thing that number 12s are well known for, really.
Mm.
You have more bulky ball carriers. So that's quite interesting. Then Ethan Hooker starts on the wing. That's very interesting because he's young, he's fast, he's strong, and I really think this is a great move, giving these guys a test in New Zealand because you want to blood your young players against the best. Look how well Australia have done with their young players coming in.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, if you've got pace and talent, doesn't matter who you play, give him a shot. And then I'm glad Jasper Wiese is back at 8. I don't know if you remember, he head butted
Yeah,
an
yeah, I
opponent
remember.
and got a ban, the
I
idiot.
was I was quite sad when that happened because I am a huge Jasper Wiese fan. He just brings a new level of power to the front. Now, he was out of the game for a long time last year, so when he finally made his way back into the team, I couldn't shut up about it because you could see the
Yeah.
difference immediately. But you mentioned something earlier about Rassie being experimental and sentimental, for that matter, and I think if you think about it, this is the only place he can possibly experiment because he wants those young players to prove themselves because there's still, I mean, the World Cup is still quite some time away. There's still a couple of games, I mean, between now and then. So he's gonna be experimenting a lot. It's up to the powers that be that gave him that opportunity, obviously, to come back and to come back as a coach, as well as us as the fans, to trust him in those decisions. But that said, if you see how upset he gets during a match, sometimes you wonder, it's like, do you know what's going on? But we just need to trust. Need to trust. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
I mean,
lip read. There's a couple of interesting words coming out of that box, though.
yeah, I mean, because he's also, you could see he loves his rugby. He's also a fan, along with everything else that he is.
Yeah.
He's also a fan of the game. And
Mm.
yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of, shall we say, brownie points or points in the bag. As South African fans, he could lose pretty much every game between World Cups, and we still won't care because he wins us World Cups,
Yeah.
right? And
True.
that's the only thing we seem to care about. So much of South Africa's psyche is is built around rugby, right? So when New Zealand wins a game, it's like a rich guy winning the lottery. You know, you've got a great country, low
Mm.
unemployment, low crime. Now you want to win the rugby too? Come on, man. Give us at least one. It's the only thing we've got as South
Yeah.
Africans to cling on to. That's why we're so passionate. Our cricket team are always choking.
Mm.
Soccer team is nowhere. You know, what else do we have? Drickus getting his ass kicked by a
Oh, don't
Chechen. At least give us the rugby.
give us
But yeah,
one discipline.
give us the yeah, leave us the bloody rugby. But no, New Zealand deserve to win. But I think Yasser will make a difference. I don't think Sia plays his best game from 8. Um,
Mm.
yeah, and it's interesting that we've
Who?
got Ruan Nurki and Louis de Jager. Did you see now we've got a completely different lock pairing because my goodness, the lineouts
Yeah.
were abysmal. I
So
can't
I don't know
believe
if
they put Malcolm Marks back in.
If Ed watches this video. Thanks, Ed, for sending this to me previously. This is what I was looking for, just in a nicer format. But yes, I noticed, and I'm pretty sure Rassi saw this video last week when I had a whole whinge about Itzebet. Itzebet being an absolute beast of a player, but it's a bit, I always feel you don't put him on for a full game. He gets clumsy after a while because he gets tired because he's playing his heart out. So after a while, you can see him. He's like he's in the back line. I said, "What the hell are you doing there? You're supposed to be there where the action is." And
Yeah.
that's why it's better off coming on as a surprise on the second half to just help with that explosive energy back into the game. Now that's me sounding like I know what I'm talking about. Obviously, there's people being paid a lot of money to do that job, but that is an interesting pair. So I don't know what your deeper thoughts on that is, but yeah, we'll see.
Well, they're the best two line-out jumpers we have.
Mm,
Norkia and Lewitt. Lewitt's going to run the line out, but it doesn't help if Marks is throwing the ball where he wants. It's like somebody jumbled up his line out calls and he's throwing completely wrong. Because, I mean, it's not like it's just missed by a bit. He's just randomly tossing it in, it seems. Because we're on the attack and then they steal our ball. You know, that absolutely ruins it. If you look how many times New Zealand got into our 22, they
mm,
scored pretty much every time, right? We were camping in the 22, and you know our conversion rate was like 1.3. You know,
mm,
it was so low, um, shocking. So it doesn't help. You have a tremendous scrum. You get the penalty, you kick towards touch, and then you piss away the freaking line out. What? It's useless. It steals our superpower
Yeah.
because if you're not close enough to kick for goals, it's useless. You kick it
Yeah.
out, they steal the ball, they kick it back. You've accomplished nothing. So really, really, the lineouts we need to fix, and then the front row pretty much fantastic scrummages, all of them. I think Jan Hendrik Wessels is covering. I think he's covering prop today because you got Marnus covering hooker, and in Wilco Low, I think the best scrummager in the world at the moment with Ox.
I
And
think
then
it's
Archie is back. So these are the interesting calls. It's like uh, Rassie wrote down this team months ago, right? He doesn't care about form
yeah.
or function. So
Just
you tell
just
me
to
why is Expat dropped out of the team completely and Archie is back? You know?
Oh yeah, so I see now in the reserves, it's a bit. I mean, I didn't ask him to fully just sack him. Anyway, so correction: Thomas the toy and Auction Chair is the two props for Saturday. That's the latest update I've got. Unless you got a latest team, Vessels is
No, no,
on
that's right. Yes. So you
17. Yeah.
got the toy and you got Marks.
Mm,
Uh, the toy I think came off the bench last week. Volko Low was just tremendous in the scrum.
mm.
But again, if we don't have a strong line out, then you only really can scrum. I mean, scrums only help if you're in their half and you can kick for posts.
Now
Otherwise, you're
let's.
kicking out and losing the ball. So that's something that I think Rassie obviously is working on, and now he's testing or trying out a new lock pairing. And I mean, if you had a different coach, let's go back a few years, and you had a different coach, and Alistair Coetzee decides to try a new centre pairing and a new lock pairing against New Zealand,
Mm.
with a debutant on the wing. People would laugh at him. People would think he's mad, right? But Rassie changes his team so often. No, we're like nobody knows what he's going to do, and it almost feels like that's become his thing now.
He's
You
he's
know,
got
to
he's got options. If you think about it, South Africa's got this endless supply of just very good players. So he's got options. Look, it's a lot of these players have played two free World Cups already. They can't be playing a fourth. He's gonna have to experiment and get these younger players in there. But that said, last week, I think if we had 10, 15 minutes longer in the field, we might have got that extra try. It's wishful thinking, I suppose. But wow, when the Boks just took off during the scrums, I knew, okay, now they're angry. Now they want to play, but it's too late. It was too late.
yeah, yeah, and I mean some stupid mistakes in the beginning,
Mm.
some sloppy defense, but it goes beyond that. Yes, Russia has a lot of options, right? But at some point, you got to say these games are important enough to pick your best team. I don't think he knows, and that it's great if you can say, "Oh, look at the wealth of talent," but you got to win games with those talents. We've won one game in the rugby championship so far, right?
Mm.
And only just barely against Australia
Mm.
at
That's
home.
true.
We lost badly against them the first game. We didn't really look like we were going to win at any point. We got so far behind. Halftime was like 17-3. Great comeback in the end from the bomb squad, but it was too little, too late. And now we've lost against New Zealand, and we couldn't
Mm.
get the Eden Park streak. Rassie has to be honest with the fans and say, don't hope. We don't care. I want to mix up the team every week and make all these outrageous changes. And then be honest with the fans and say, I only care about the World Cup and nothing else. And then we can be on board because it's the hope that kills you, right? Like, yes, we're going to play the All Blacks this weekend, and Rassie is going to make all these mad changes. It's like it's almost become his thing now. He wants to show he's an innovator to the point where he innovates too much. And at some point you got to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or leave well enough alone. There's a lot of sayings that comes down to the same point. Pick your strongest team, let them build combinations, and bed them in.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel frustrated when we lose. I'm a big fan of Rassie. I just feel very frustrated. It sucks, man. It sucks the whole week
I
after we
I
lose.
I know, and it's one of the things I can't speak into because obviously I'm really hopeful for this weekend, and I'm in Perth. This whole place is buzzing. There is two-thirds of my people I work with at work is South African. There's Booktown this weekend in the city.
Oh my
Everyone
goodness.
is either going to be there or at home watching this game. Yeah, so it's quite a busy weekend for us. We're going to be, gosh, it's Friday night, Friday morning. I'm meeting Kevin Fraser in the city. We're going to be doing a
Okay.
running match together. He doesn't know what's going to hit him. I know he runs 40K marathons, but I've got three little kids that I'm chasing around every single day constantly. I'm going to beat his ass. Then I've you're going to have to come fetch me with a stretcher next to it. Anyway, we're going to be recording. Right. So, and then Saturday we invited to a braai, and then there we're going to be watching the rugby. I hope. Yeah, we're going to be watching the rugby, and yeah, it's going to be epic. So I want the Boks to win. I don't care what Rassie does. I trust in Rassie. I put my faith in him. He better deliver.
Well, and I mean, it was a horrible week. I tuned in. Was it Sunday? We played cricket against England, and I thought, man, we're on form. We've already won the series. I'm going to watch nice cricket game, and we got clubbed like the biggest hiding ever in one day cricket. I think they scored like 400 million runs, and we got bowled for 70. It was. I'm like, what? This is going to be a cuck week. You just
The
know, right?
The last
So,
time I watched cricket is because my sister-in-law forced me to go to the MCG in Melbourne to watch England playing Australia. It was cold, it was wet. Every time someone comes to me at work and say, "Hey, did you watch the cricket?" I don't even let them finish the sentence. I'm like, "No." Were they kicking the balls? No, no, I haven't
no.
watched. Walter Jackson, thank you so much. I know you're a busy man, especially at 9:34 in the morning your time. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast, which it's your podcast, and you know your stuff. You've done your research, and I've seen in the video that we've put out prior that the people do appreciate that. And yeah, we'll hope for the best, and may the best team win. May the Springboks win.
No,
Sorry.
may we win. Boca! Right, have a good week soon. I'll talk to you again. Bye. Bye.
Cheers, bye.